All of a sudden, 6 o'clock at night over here, I get a phone call, and they say, "This is the FAA. Is this Mr. Lelio?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh! Like, what's
Maybe,
going on?" Maybe, yeah, for sure. And come to find out, they're asking me, "Hey, we have Mr. So and So here in our custody. He was caught hopping the fence onto the FBO to take a look at the aircraft because he says it's his."
I think I'd be more concerned with the Department of Homeland Security than I would the FAA on that.
Which I had to explain. I had to explain to the FAA, well, he is representing the buyer that's in the transaction. And then I had to explain to this guy, you don't own the plane. This is not your airplane. You can't start like taking it apart, because they were getting it ready to take to outside of the United States, we'll just say, and they were preparing the plane for the flight, but it hadn't closed or anything like that. So kind of a joking way to introduce the topic of a pre-purchase evaluation is what they were doing. But maybe tell us a little about that, the difference from a seller and a buyer's perspective of an evaluation or an inspection.
Well, as I said, there's kind of two pathways to determine the quality of an aircraft. And one of them is what we call a pre-purchase inspection.
Sure.
And in a pre-purchase inspection, we're doing just that. We're doing inspection work. And inspection work typically falls under whether it's whatever type of aircraft it is. It could be a dock inspection or a phase inspection.
It's by the maintenance manual.
It's by the
This is how you do an inspection.
Correct. And so there are different inspections that may be due, or that someone wants to do early as their inspection process. So, as I indicated before, if you take the CE 525 line, whether it's straight CJ, CJ1, CJ2, they vary a little bit, but each one of them will have typically a 36-month type inspection. And that 36-month type inspection is a very invasive inspection.
Yeah,
you're looking, you're taking panels apart, you're taking interiors out, you're taking, you're looking in the gear wells, you're looking in the trunnions and the pins, you're looking at flaps, ailerons, all of these different systems within the aircraft. And so one of the challenges is once you start a maintenance item, such as a dock or a phase inspection, once you start that inspection facility has basically control over your aircraft.
Yep.
And that can be a real slippery slope.
Sure.
Because, a lot of inspections will snag certain things. Textron I love Textron, but they are notorious in the service centers for flagging placards and flagging corrosion. Well, I've seen them before where it says, screwhead appears to have corrosion, 0.2 hours. Okay, well, 1.2 hours, that's $250. And by the time you look at it, they scratch it off and they go, well, it wasn't corrosion, but now we have to repaint it. So,
the wing.
I've had that happen.